This week we're talking about growing things. And one thing that we're going to talk about this week is plants, and we're going to have some seeds and fun things like that. But another thing that grows is eggs grow into animals. And this is a very, very silly story called The Perfect Nest, but it's about eggs that grow into chickens and geese and other things like that. This book is by Catherine Friend, and it's illustrated by John Manders. Now, who do you see over here? A kitty cat. I wonder what a kitty cat's going to have to do with eggs. Let's see what happens in this silly story. Oh, look, he put a sign that says nest, and he put 2 arrows to show the chicken. There's a nest in there. Let's see. Oh, he's a very busy cat. He's making an arrow sign. Jack the cat gathered together everything he needed, then built the perfect nest. Dry and cozy and just the right size. Look, he took a pillow from their porch swing, and he took some hay from the cow, and he took something over here from the dog. Maybe the dog's bed. He is very, very busy. But the nest was not for Jack. With this perfect nest, he would attract a perfect chicken who would lay a perfect egg, which would make a perfect omelet for a cat like Jack. Soon enough, a chicken came along. Do you see the mat down here? It says, welcome. He wants the chicken to lay her egg. Ay, caramba, she cried, a perfect nest. She hopped up and laid a small egg. Then a duck waddled by. Sacre bleu, she cried, the perfect nest. Now she wants to use the nest too. The duck pushed the chicken out, hopped up, and laid a medium-sized egg. Then a goose lumbered by. Great balls of fire, she cried, a perfect nest. The goose pushed the duck out, hopped up, and laid a large egg. Jack's mouth began to water. 3 eggs would make 3 omelets. But then the duck leaped onto the goose's back. This is my nest! The chicken flew up into the duck. No, this is my nest! The 3 cackled and quacked and honked, but each refused to leave the perfect nest. They squished each other for days. Each day, Jack tried to get the birds off the eggs. Fire! Fire! He cried. They didn't move. Flood! Flood! He cried. They didn't move. Wolf! Wolf! He cried. But the chicken, the duck, and the goose would not move. Finally, Jack stood before them. You birds are so silly. The next farm over has an even better nest, and it's empty. Why doesn't one of you use that nest? An empty nest? Cried the chicken, without a goose to sit on my head? Ay, caramba! Sacre bleu, cried the duck. I am tired of smelling like the chicken. That nest is mine. Great balls of fire, cried the goose, out of my way. And they all flapped away. Alone at last, Jack returned to the nest and peeked inside. He arranged the eggs neatly in a row. Small for breakfast, medium for lunch, and large for dinner. Jack's stomach grumbled. But then, crack! The small egg broke open and out popped a wet baby chick, who looked up at Jack and said, Ay, caramba, hola, mama. Crackety-snap, the medium-sized egg broke open and out scrambled a wet baby duck, who looked up at Jack and said, Sacre bleu, bonjour, mama. Crackety, boom, the largest egg broke open and out stepped a wet baby goose, who looked up at Jack and said, Great balls of fire, howdy, ma. Look at his eyes. He looks like he's a little bit nervous about this. Jack stared at the babies. What was he to do? He couldn't make omelets out of them. Dry me, dry me, dry me, cried the soggy baby chick. Feed me, feed me, feed me, cried the hungry baby duck. Play, 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 cried the excited baby goose. Jack hid in the barn, but the 3 babies found him. He hid in the woods, but the 3 babies found him. Jack hid under the tractor. You see them? They found him again. The 3 babies found him and dragged him back to the nest. Sleep, 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 the tired babies finally whispered. Cold, 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 said the shivering babies. Jack scratched his head. Someone had to care for these babies, but there was no one else around. Jack lifted all 3 babies into the nest. Buenas noches, Mama, said the baby chick. Bonne nuit, Mama, said the baby duck. Sweet dreams, Ma, said the baby goose. Then Jack climbed into the nest and the babies fell asleep. That's when he realized that this really was the perfect nest. And what made it the perfect nest was all the little babies who were sleeping with him.